as the gap gets larger.
And also now we have 3 people, so.
Yeah, that'll help too. Let's welcome back. Session 43 of Fallout. Texas Rising into the Unknown. Let me make a few changes here to the camera. There we go. Oh, no, not there we go. There's a frozen image of me somehow. Looks really weird. All right, we'll forget about that then.
Yeah, I love turning, like pausing a movie or show, and then the person is in some stupid, pose, with eyes closed, mouth wide open, looking like a dork. That's awesome.
It's hilarious, especially when you're like, oh, look who's in the show. And then you pause it, and it's the worst view of them in the show. I was like, look at this actor. He looks stupid right now, but he's in the show. So last session, you guys investigated one of the locations that pinged for a brief moment after the secret vault was discovered. While you were there, you discovered that it was a habitat designed for coyotes and the horned toads, whatever they were called, and was used as a research facility on them. You don't know all the details of the actual research at the moment, but suffice to say that it was not the greatest kind of research, as you now have the Phantom Stalkers and the Blood Spitters loose and roaming the Texas wasteland. You're still at the shack above this facility. You have been working on dismantling the antenna. And we'll say that the amount of time it took you to get there, go down inside, come back out, that you're at about midday. So it's daylight out. Don't really have any major concern about the nighttime attacks right now since it is midday, but you are still staying vigilant nonetheless. What would you like to do?
Do you mind pinning our location? I'm not certain where we're at on the map.
Yeah, you're right there.
I see it now.
The fireplace.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see it before. I saw the black line, but I guess it distracted me from the campsite. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not...
I didn't ping it. Somebody else pinged it just as I was going to. But
yeah, no, that's cool. I put it in the chat, so it's from on Fantasy Grounds. Yeah. That's why. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right. What's the black line? Is it anything in particular?
Line of travel.
Okay. From Raven's Nest to our current location. Got it.
And all right. The path you were following. So it's the line or the path you've traveled, like Jack said, but it's also the tracks that you are following.
Got it. Okay. Looking at Eugene, do you think we'll get any information from this antenna? Or are we just going to scrap it?
Probably get some information off of it. I'd recommend us try before we scrap it.
All right. I'll take your lead then. Sometimes I break stuff.
I appreciate that.
I got a multi-tool.
Says Slash as Eugene pulls out the large toolkit.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yours is bigger than mine, but it still works. I know how you use it. Yeah,
Yeah. You might help me with this thing. My arm looks like chewed up hamburger meat. those things really didn't number on it.
Like some assistance on that front.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, my armor got chewed up. Oh, yeah, my head and my torso, yeah, they hurt a little bit. They're patched, but. Okay, all right.
And yeah, I'll get the toolkit out and see if I can discern anything from this.
All right. Then let's set. Since you're working with a antenna line, you're mostly you're trying to attach into a data cable. You notice, of course, well, you are aware of the Pip-Boy that Slash has. So would Slash allow, or do we need to do an opposed roll to see if Slash would allow Eugene to use the Pip-Boy for an interface?
Oh, no, I mean, if he asked, I'm pretty amicable.
Okay. Then,
Hey, Slash. Give me that.
Sure. Be careful with it. My mama gave it to me now. And he kind of says that, is about as serious as he can get, so.
Oh, trust me, this is old world tech. The last thing I want to do is break anything here.
All right.
I gingerly grab it and hook the data cables into it and to pull the information off of this.
And underneath Slash's breath, I mean, there's asking in there, there's demanding and stuff, and people ask certain ways, and so as he kind of like mumbles to himself a little bit.
All right, so we're going to be looking
without
at
even realizing. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, without even realizing that Slash was muttering that, Jack walks up, still out of the armor, and kind of pats him on the shoulder. It's like, yeah, well, I seem to recall a couple other Brotherhood who would have just shot you and took it just because you have it.
Oh? Well, All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means either I don't tell people, or
It's kind of obvious, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's being a whole lot nicer than some of the other Brotherhood are.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, Eugene. Can I watch?
Yeah, sure.
All right. All right,
All
go
right.
for it.
So since you are having to attach your own interface unit into a data cable system here and essentially mimic a signal that this antenna would typically receive, and then you're having to hijack the typical signal system in order to interface with it in a more traditional way. We're going to start out with a difficulty of 4.
Okay.
So do you think this is? Are you sending the signal? You receiving one, or what you doing there? I'm trying to figure it out. It looks like you're gonna broadcast the radio station.
I'm going to try and discern where the signal is going to, and then pretty much spook the location, try to grab the information that's coming from it, and download it into the Pip-Boy here.
Oh, I'm just asking, because I don't really know. But so you're gonna say, "Hey"?
Yes.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Can you fix my armor first?
Do we have any? Do we have any scrap? Anything in the truck?
I'll find some scrap. I mean, if I don't have it on me, I will find it. I probably got some scrap on me. Sorry, I don't mean to delay that, but just the thought of saying "hey" kind of scares the but out of me. With especially since my head armor is no longer intact, and more torso armor. So, we also have the very expensive robot patches. What did we call those?
Repair.
Raider power armor toolkit or something.
Repair.
Patches. Yeah,
Just
power armor repair kit.
Yeah. So you got some of those. You can use those. We got the rules built into the item there, so you can do it fairly easily.
I have one of those, I think. Power armor repair kit. One. Okay, yeah. I'm not seeing it right off. What does it do?
Says it's power armor repair kit. It's underneath your power armor frame on your character sheet.
Okay. Yeah,
It's essentially the robot repair kit, but it has the use bullet point there. Robot repair kit can be used in one of two ways, etc., etc. Hold up.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the house rules.
Yeah, because I don't know if we actually did change. It doesn't look like it did. Because I thought it was a little different, so. Sorry to bog down.
No, it's fine. This was something I was supposed to have done, but I didn't do it. I'll push it out. Power armor repair. Untagged repair skill requires junk equal to rarity of armor, then standard robot repair roll. If you're tagged, requires junk equal to half the rarity of the armor, rounded down, then standard robot repair roll. Well, that's just how we did the rolls. So yeah, the
that's
rest
how
of
we
it
created it. So
no, that's not how you create the repair kit. This is how you perform the repair. Yeah, this is how you use it.
Oh goodness! All right, okay. So I'm untagged. Hopefully, I'm guessing Eugene is tagged though. So all right.
Yes, sir.
But those are the rolls if you're doing the repairs with just junk. If you're not using junk, if you're using the repair kit, then it is what we have in there. We just haven't replaced the robot repair verbiage with power armor repair.
Okay, so am I reading that right? That you could use it in combat?
Yeah, minor action.
Okay, all right.
And I think the reason what we reasoned was these repair kits are not exactly shaped to the part that you're repairing. They were just generic. Right. Here's a plate of armor. Your armor's gone. Plate of armor quickly bolted on. That's why it's only doing 4 HP.
Okay, and that's fine. Okay, all right. Okay. So maybe I don't want to use the kit because the kit is more like,
emergency.
I don't know.
Need it right away.
Yeah, more of emergency. What do you think, Eugene?
But with these, your torso falls off. You're gonna want to quickly get that back on if we're in the middle of combat. But I figured we'd head back to Raven's Nest after this, and I got my whole workstation and plenty of scrap there.
Scrap. That's what is it? Scrap or junk? The technical.
Technically, I believe it's supposed to be junk. Yes.
Yep.
Junk. Okay. All right.
Which you can turn the scrap into junk easy enough.
Right. Yeah, I didn't bring any junk with me because I don't have a Brahmin on me. I need to change a few things. I got so used to having the Brahmin, my bag of holding. So okay. All right. So I don't have any junk or scrap on me. All right. I'm just a little leery of what might happen because I have no chest armor or head armor. I don't know about you. Do you have any chest? Or you said your arm is mangled.
Yeah, power armor right arm and left leg are gone. And my right arm's treated, but
right.
still.
Yeah, I'm treated, but yeah. What about you, Jack? Uncle Jack, how you looking?
Somehow I seem to be okay.
Well, you got guard duty.
Yes.
I almost want to ask the universe game master if we're going to be if we're going to get jumped if we do this. I mean, if I don't know. I'm trying not to bog it down with repairs here that we could do later, but I'm also scared or cautious.
What you scared of?
I mean, I'm a game master. I understand how these things work.
When have I ever been malicious? You do what you want to.
All right.
Like I said earlier, it's daytime. You don't have any concerns about the Night Stalkers the Phantom Stalkers and the Blood Spitters at the moment because they don't like to come out during the day.
All right. Okay. Am I being too paranoid, gentlemen? What do y'all think? I mean, do we want to do the repairs or do we want to say hey?
Get the information, and then we can
get on the move.
Well, yes.
Okay. Okay. We want to get out of here. That probably makes sense. All right. Go ahead, Eugene. I'm sorry. I'm a little paranoid, but
why? As I point to my arm.
Yes.
Well, if anything goes down, we've got these repair kits, and we can at least patch it up real quick. So, all right, I feel a little bit better now that I'm got a little bit more information. I don't feel so ignorant.
Right. So, what kind of check am I looking at?
All right.
What?
So you'll be doing science for this. That's since we don't have direct computers, it falls underneath the general science.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got my head over your shoulder, so hopefully you make at least one success.
All right. And what's the difficulty going to be?
It is 4.
4. All right.
By AP.
Yeah.
Can we buy an AP?
An AP.
I hear the words being thrown out, but I've not heard the like an official. Yes, we do.
Yeah, I want one, please.
All right, so I'll give you one. And I'll take that. There you go. It's there for you to spend.
Get science.
You got it on your own.
Gonna cautious nature. That 18. Reroll it.
Okay.
Oh man.
So glad I figured out that reroll thing.
Yeah.
While we're piling on the AP, might as well.
All right, so let's see here. You got 5 successes, 6 successes with Slash assisting on a needed 4. That gives you 2 action points.
Wow, you're really good at this.
Yeah, spend a lot of time with this kind of stuff.
All right. Once you get it all connected, you're spliced in. You've been able to spoof an incoming signal. You now have a connection to this facility's network. You are presented with a similar interface that you had on the computer when you were inside of the facility. There's emails memos, and door controls.
Okay. I guess let's poke around the. Well, you'll have remote access to all the doors.
You're not sure if it's all the doors, just the doors that are connected to the network.
All right. I want to close every one of them.
Okay. As you try to close the doors, it kicks back, says alert level 4. All personnel and specimens to be evacuated. Doors cannot be closed.
Yeah, nothing about that. I go into the memos and start poking around.
Okay. I just want to make sure it's clear. You have the quote unquote the ability to hack around that if you want to try. That's just right now. I mean, you've hacked in, and you were just using the default option that was there. But if you want to try to get around it, you have that option to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to try.
Okay. All right. So this one is going to be a difficulty 5, since it is a network-wide alert status. And it'll still be the science roll for computers.
Okay. Can I borrow another AP?
And I'm still.
You earned AP. If you're wanting more than the 2, I obviously will sell you another one. But you do have 2 there that you can use before you want to buy.
Yeah, I think with a 5, I'd want to buy 2 D20s. That's 3 AP. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Then I will. There you go.
And I'll be, of course, standing by over your shoulder again.
I'm gonna do a cautious nature. Ooh.
Oh no!
That's not good.
And you've already rolled that die, so
Yeah, I can't do anything about that. And then I'll
You
lock
can.
the 18 away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't use the reroll function again, I don't think. I'll do
different
this.
die.
There you go.
Alright.
All right, so the 4 is under yours. So the 4 is a crit because you're tagged.
Mhm.
So that's 2 successes plus the 3. That's 5 plus the 1. 6 successes. Needed 5. You've got 1 action point earned there. Oh boy.
Complicated.
Complication. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You are able to, as far as you can tell, based on the interface and what little bit of sound is coming up through the tunnel still, you believe you got the doors closed. The indicators are that you've been able to override the alert level and all doors have been sealed. Some of them took a little bit longer than others to change their status, whether that's because they're just bigger doors, they take longer to get to a closed position, or something was blocking them, they made it past, or wherever the case may be, they're all indicating that they are now closed. However, it seems that in order to get this done, it transferred some of the processing power, or it used some of the processing power of the Pit Boy,
No.
indicating to you that the computers here, either they're too old to process this, or there's not enough of them still operating anymore to do this. And the Pit Boy is now, its condition has been downgraded from good to moderate.
What old world tech is supposed to be
Overheated the
better than we got now.
CPU.
Yeah, overheated the CPU. It got a little hot in your hand.
Did this thing just kind of look over
It
it?
started to smoke a little bit.
Yeah, look over at Slash. I'm like, apparently that system could overclock the processor without me authorizing it. So I'm gonna need to take a look at this when we get back home.
Well, it still works, yeah.
Yeah, it's still functional, but yeah, it looks like it's it kind of wore the processor down. It's gonna not be as good until we can get this fixed.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you telling me instead of not. That takes a lot of. It takes a lot. I appreciate that. I'm bummed, but I'm not mad at you. We had to do what we had to do. I was just a little earlier. You kind of said give me, and I don't know. Anyhow, so do we know where?
I'm not in the best mood with my arm the way it is, but I appreciate you letting me use it.
Yeah. Do we know where they're coming from? The signal, or I mean, I can guess, but I mean, do we say hello and somebody say hello back, or I'm just wondering.
Currently, I've just got root access into this local system. I haven't tried to see where it's broadcasting to or where it's getting information from yet.
Okay, well, maybe since the Pip-Boy's not pipping so much, I don't know. Maybe we can. I don't know. What do you think, Jack?
Well, we can try. And kind of looking at the arms, like, do you want some help with that before you go any further? And pointing at, like, yeah.
I already pumped a stim pack into it. I think it's as good as it's going to get until I can look at it a little better. Unless do you have any kind of medical knowledge?
Oh, Uncle Jack, he's patched me up more times than I can remember. And sometimes I wouldn't even. I didn't remember nothing. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to you looking at it.
All right. So this is treating the injury or getting hit points back for
the medical test.
Yeah, medicine check.
First aid.
Because of some conversations outside of the game, I'm going to let you choose whatever you want.
Okay.
You pick whatever skill you want.
Well, it's medicine, but
just trying to figure out if he treats the injury or treats the hit points.
It's really neither one.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's considered it's not fine. It is treated, so I don't know if there's a way to just move it back up to fine or.
No. All right. So hold on. Singate, are you wanting to go with what we talked about and have those options when you get back to Ravenwatch?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, Jack, when you look at it, if you want to do a roll, you can. But, well, do you want to do a roll? I'm not going to say anything else until you decide that.
Does it look kind of mangled or something?
That's part of what I was.
Well, if you just want to look at it, it looks mangled.
Okay, well.
It's been looking like that for a little while now. But
I
thought the question on the table is, what can you do about it?
At this point, yes, but
Okay, do a regular medical roll then. Medicine.
All right.
And I'll help if I can, just to be like, yeah, it hurts here. It doesn't. I tried to say it before the roll, but
yeah, and
DM discretion if I got it out quick enough to try to help.
Yeah, it's fine. And I didn't get the.
Well, he has to make a success first. So.
Level either. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because of things.
Okay. All right.
a failure actually works better in this case. Jack, you look at it, and at first he was like, oh, it's a little mangled, nothing I haven't seen before. You get him to step out of the armor, at least with the arm, a little bit, so you can get a closer look at it. And as soon as it's out of the armor, you realize, oh yeah, I've seen mangled arms like this before, and they were fine when it was me, and I have, ghoul abilities to heal.
Regeneration and all.
Yeah.
Yes.
When it's happened to humans, they have typically lost the arm after a mangle this bad.
Okay. Do your folks have prosthesis?
Why are you asking?
Because that looks like something that usually you don't keep the arm from.
And, I didn't realize it was that bad.
Well, I can keep it from putrefying on the way back, but otherwise I don't think we can save this.
We would need to cauterize or something like that. Do we have the means for it? If it's gone, it's gone. There's nothing we can really do about it.
Oh, well. It sucks, but yeah. And do we have the means of cautery? Just
You can build a fire.
Flares.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
I still got my flare gun. We didn't have to shoot him. We probably just, we figure something out.
Yeah.
Is it?
Still.
Might burn. Might hurt.
Can it wait until we get back to base?
Probably a good idea. Just try to keep it clean.
All right. Well, thanks, Doc.
Yeah.
So as you're looking at his arm and going over the options for cauterizing, amputation, and etc., the Pip-Boy starts streaming data again, and you hear the processor winding up.
Okay.
I try to discern, where it's going, where it's coming from.
A signal is coming in and being processed through the Pip-Boy and forwarded on into the network in the facility down below. And once again, the facility is essentially treating the Pip-Boy as one of its networked computers and utilizing its processing power to open all doors, reinitializing the alert level 4.
All right. I'm able to capture a log of this happening.
Yes. The log indicates that command and control facility has reestablished connection and reissued the orders.
Okay. And do I know where that's coming from?
It gives you the friendly name, command and control facility, and a IP address and a MAC address, which I'm not going to write out or anything because at this point, it really would not give you a direction.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got something.
Now you still have all the other emails and memo menus that you have not explored yet.
Okay.
Did he download those when he was down there? I
No.
forgot. Oh, okay.
I got
He had
jumped by something.
scanned. Yeah, you were scanning through, I think, the memos, and you saw like a couple different subject lines.
Okay.
And then
I couldn't. I just
yeah,
Right.
the stalker came out of the corner.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If I can, I'd like to just download those memos. Pretty much any information I think would be useful. Download it onto the Pip-Boy.
Do you want to just download them, or do you want to read through them?
For now, just download.
Okay.
More concerned about my arm getting necrotic.
Okay. All right. You download all the emails and the memos onto the Pip-Boy. The Pip-Boy indicates that it is now at 99.9 capacity on memory. And with the shared processing power of having to close the doors, the Pip-Boy's condition is now down to poor.
All right, we're yeah. This is not looking good. We need to. I got everything we need. I'm not going to go over right now. I need to disconnect this thing, and I go and do what I can to safely remove the connection to the network.
Okay. The way you set it up, you basically just disconnect the wire connecting the Pip-Boy to the antenna wire, and it is no longer connected to this network.
All right. Well, I can go over this later. How about we head back to Raven Watch and get some R&R?
I'm guessing they said hello.
It's more like a slap in the back of the head, based on the state of your Pip-Boy. And I go and give him the Pip-Boy back.
Okay.
They still working. I think I can pick up a radio signal. Well, I'm gonna see if there's any radio stations playing. There's some music or whatever. Pump through it just to kind of like make sure it still works. Kind of like, oh, my baby.
All right.
Even if it's just static, it doesn't. I'm just fiddling.
Sorry, I was looking at something and I'm trying to figure out why it's doing the thing that it's doing. So yeah, you pick it up. It's a little bit slower, though you're not sure if that's due to the overtaxing of the processor or just its memory is 99.9% full. But it still seems to be operating just a little bit slower.
Okay. I hope I get that. Okay. It still works. We're good. And I look at Eugene and smile and touch. And let him know through my eye contact that I'm good. So a little leery, but good.
Just makes you feel any better. Typically, computer systems want to have at least 20% free memory, and that is not it. So if we have any terminal or anything back at base, I can move the state off, and it should speed it up a little bit. And I'll see if I can maybe flash the BIOS or just a couple other things I can try and get it back in shape.
I love it when one of my players knows the tech.
Well, there's there's terminals over there. Yeah. Showing you how much I know.
Well, the hardware.
Yeah, I mean,
disconnecting the network capabilities.
Well, also, funnily enough, the one who's like, yeah, there's terminals there. Like, he's the one that actually got into the computer and changed the things around. And
yep, I did a little bit of hacking.
Yeah.
Hey, bud. I poured that into the bowl over there. So all you have to do is put the milk in there. Eh? Eat. Sometimes I don't understand why my son does not want to eat breakfast. Anyhow.
I don't eat breakfast. I just have coffee.
Okay. Well, that's a breakfast of sorts.
Sorts.
Question.
Yeah.
I forgot. I have the perk hacker that decreases the difficulty of tests to hack computers by one. If that would have applied, could we just get another AP?
Yeah, as you're saying, I'll give him another AP for now. You probably would have gotten more than just one, but this is also like remember in the future.
Yeah. And I probably still would have re-rolled my low ones and gotten the complication and all that.
Yeah, I've not seen you ever not use your cautious nature, so.
Yeah, it's. I think it would have been the same result, just one extra success. All right, sorry about that.
No worries. Let's see. So y'all gonna head back to Raven Watch. We're not gonna worry about your travel there because you're just on the other side of Waco. You're within the vicinity of area that is fairly heavily patrolled by the Tang army. So no random encounters, anything really to worry about on your way back. However, you do make it back to Raven Watch about nightfall. You also know that this is about the same time that Raven's Nest should be finishing up with its last garden plot. So its status is now has a small shack for storage, has another small shack that's not really been used for anything, a medium shack with a dormitory, guard post south, guard post east, 3 garden plots. One has melon and 3 mute fruits. Another one has 2 mute fruits and 2 empty spots. And plot 3 is all empty. Your settlers, Daryl is on guard duty. Other Daryl is tending crops. And Bob has, Bob was the builder. He has no job currently now that everything's been built. However, as I said, it is now evening time, so they're, aside from being on guard duty, they're going to bed, so not much you can do down there until tomorrow morning. However, at Raven Watch, I imagine your first priority is going to be the arm or the pit boy?
With the arm, the pit boy can split.
Okay. So, here comes some interesting things. As you're taken into what they have set up as the medical facility here in Raven Watch, actually, let's go and pull up that map. Raven Watch. Push that out. Should have all the lighting and everything disabled so you just see everything. Which level do I want you on? That one there. I'll pull you guys out here. I'm just going to put you kind of right here in the center. And the medical facility. Oh, this is not all the way down. No, it is. It is. Okay. So they've set up the medical facility in what was the recreational area down here. Let me get the ping down through this door. So in this area is now the medical section.
Okay.
And they moved all the things that were recreational. They have moved out into the field here.
Yep.
Let me go look at the other levels. Is that medical? That kind of looks medical. Okay. Let me redo that. This is not a map I built. It's one I've purchased, so I've kind of not remembered where everything is. I've now placed you, if you scroll out and move down, you see I got all 3 levels of the map here. You're now in the middle level. And I've got you kind of placed around. It's I'm going to assume it's the medical facility. It doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's not. For now, it's the medical facility. That's what we're going to call it.
Well, again, we can always repurpose stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But it's like, is it the medical or was it the offices? That may have actually been the offices. Anyway, you know what? It doesn't matter. You're surrounded by your brothers as they begin to work on your arm. I'm going to put you guys back over here because I think that's supposed to be down there. It's actually supposed to be offices. So I'm going to put you back here, and we're going to say medical facilities in that rec room again. For my own sanity.
Oh, it'd probably be. Oops, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say I can't get rid of the computers because they're actively using those to help you guys out. So I can't repurpose that.
Yeah, I would think that, the recreation would be secondary anyhow. So
yeah, and then over,
and
on
that's on the ground floor. And that's on the ground floor as well. So
yeah. All right, so as they're working on your arm, they ask you, what do you want to do with your arm? You're not really going to be able to operate the power armor so much anymore. And
does the do the Humvees, do they have any weaponry?
yes, they can. Depends on which one.
Like, is there a 50 cal or a grenade launcher or just, can we slap one of those on his arm? Or at least his power armor? Just spitballing.
Well, that's a bit big for his arm. Those
Yeah.
are.
Well, for the power armor. Not so much his arm, but,
All right.
Well, the head medicus looks at you, Eugene, and is like, we do have the capability of attaching items to your arm and tapping into the nerves. The only problem is we don't really have any prosthesis right now to give you the use of your hand back. We could equip you with a cap for the arm that would attach into the power armor itself, but then you would have to find some way of making it fully connect with the power armor to articulate the hands and the fingers, giving you, at least while you're in the power armor, 2 hands again.
Would the cap be compatible with prosthesis, different prosthesis, if I managed to build one?
Well, if you build a prosthesis around the cap, I mean, the cap's pretty standard. It'd be the same one you would get if, if we had the full resources here. We were not sent with an abundance of prosthesis, and they've all been used already. We have an order in for more. But it is the standard cap. We're actually tapping into our reserve of caps right now that were meant for maintenance.
Okay, so standard
as long as you
model
design it around it.
R302.
Say that again?
Standard model R302. It's just something that, so I know. Okay, that these are the specs in it. This is going to be the connection point. Yada yada.
Yeah. Standard model R302. The doctor kind of fumbles over the tech numbers. You realize that he's just like he knows how to connect it into the cap, and then like these guys, like they're trained very specifically in their role. Not a lot of overlap happening. So he's
they
like,
know how to cut off limbs real easily.
Yeah, and then attached. So like when he look at it, he speaks very informed and educated on, like, this nerve, that nerve, and everything will go into these connectors inside of the cap. But then when it comes to, like, if it's not the prosthesis that he's told works with the cap, he's like, well, if you build it around it, I guess it's the standard.
I'll make it work. All right. Yeah, let's go with the cap then.
All right. He turns around to one of the other squire. Sorry, is it squire? No, scribes. Scribes is the knowledge people. He turns to one of the other scribes there, assisting him, and says, "All right, put him out." And that scribe comes back around and just jabs a needle into your arm and plunges the syringe, and you maybe protest a little bit. You're out of your power armor or laying on this cold steel, and now you're about to fade out of consciousness, and all the fears that you have about being outside of your power armor just suddenly come at you all at once right before you fade out of consciousness. Wake up with that image in a few hours. As that is happening, Jack and Slash, what are you going to be doing while Eugene is going under the knife?
Well,
Going once?
actually go to, like, I'm presuming they have other people doing the computer stuff.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Bring Slash to them and like, well, we picked well, have we talked to the base commander for the debrief yet?
No.
Okay, so do that, because he's probably going to tell us where to go with the information.
Okay. Sorry. Speak with him. You inform him about the lab. He does tell you that this sounds familiar. In Chicago, where they faced off with the computer, there were several laboratories that answer to one master vault, as it were. And this sounds like a similar situation based on the description that you've given. He says,
To cut you off, I'm sorry. Slash will whistle. I can't. And I was right. Woo! Daggum, this brain is a killer. Woo! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir. I get a little excited sometimes.
As to your comment about this brain's a killer, he kind of looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and says, "I'm sure it is." How about go up to the next level, and you hand that pit boy over to one of the scribes there. They'll download the information, get it cleared up for you, so it'll run a little bit better, and they'll start decrypting anything that needs decrypted, or read through it and get any pertinent information we need and let you know.
All right. So, yeah, go to deal with that.
Okay.
Oh, damn, I was saying something and I forgot I had my mic muted. Slash will, when he hands it off, be careful with it. We already banged it up a little bit. I'm going to have Eugene look at it later, though. So don't mess with it. Just do what you got to do. But be gentle.
Sure. We'll look after it. He says, not necessarily in a sarcastic, oh, they're not going to look after it way, but more of a, kind of an annoyed, obvious. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, of course we would have done
of course.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
I was about to ask, is this one of the ones that's going to be like, yeah, well, we'll look after it just fine? And we come back 3 hours later, it's like, where'd it go?
Right.
Where'd what
No,
go?
no, it's an obvious one. Now, this
Not
is
bad.
the Midwest Brotherhood of Steel. They do not, they're not tech hoarders. I really don't like the way this show or some of the games have portrayed the Brotherhood of Steel. Like, go back to the
Right.
original Fallout 1 and 2. That's the Brotherhood of Steel. Anyway, everybody, including Eugene, go ahead and add 250 Brotherhood script to your currencies as payment for this completed mission.
Okay. I was blowing my nose. Was that 750?
250.
250.
I was trying. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting like, no, it's 250 because it's worth double what caps are worth. So if you go to somebody who will take caps, you can or exchange it for you. You could get 500 caps for the 250, minus any conversion
Right.
fees.
Yeah, transaction conversion. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna milk you with all the fees we can.
No, I'm intended to go back soon. I need a sledgehammer again. I'm actually gonna order a sledgehammer right now. Hey, can y'all contact the base or somebody? I need one of those big sledgehammers y'all had. I had one and it kind of got broken. And I like it. I need another one. Could they send it to me, or do I have to go and get it? How does that work? Do I pay you now?
Well, if the shop thing would work, but it's having all kinds of errors when I pull it up, so I don't trust it at all. I need to find a way to.
No super sludge. All right.
Is there a shop? I didn't even think about that.
I was checking Ravenwatch's inventory and
Yeah, but there is a Brotherhood BOS quartermaster. There is one here at Ravenwatch now.
Okay.
There is a super sledge down there. 108 Brotherhood script. You can try to get it from the shop. I don't know if it's going to work.
Oh, okay. From the Brotherhood? Brotherhood of Steel shop? Was that what
Yep.
you're saying?
BOS quartermaster.
Gotcha. Oh, so would he have it here?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. Shops. BOS quartermaster.
Be aware that the shop module is causing errors.
I see that when I popped it up. But
I
let's see what
don't
happens.
know if it's going to work properly or not.
Okay. So Super Sledge or something? Is that what it's called?
all the way
It should
down.
be near the bottom.
Sledgehammer or
It says super
no,
sledge.
Super Sledge. Ooh, there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna add it to cart and see what. Oh,
Ooh, there's errors.
yeah, I didn't do that. Is somebody else messing?
Now, if you hit add to cart, that's probably what did it.
No, I didn't. I was just about to.
Oh,
then
well, go ahead.
Well, I was just Xing out of that stuff, so
That could be it too.
Okay.
Go ahead and hit add to
Alright.
cart. Let's see what happens.
Add to cart. So that it's up there, and now buy.
Yeah.
I didn't see any other errors. Let me see if it's on my character sheet. Let's see, the BOS did not change my script.
Okay.
And Super Sledge was on my character sheet. So
Alright.
I've just changed my script.
Yeah, just
How
change
much?
your script. 108.
108?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give them a tip of 2 BOS. So 110.
So that your math is easier.
1,000. Yeah, so the math is just 890. Okay. All right. I mean, I could have, but just because I'm happy to have it, I will, hand over the 2 just to make it easier for me to. All right, carried, equipped. Yes.
All right. So we'll be.
Yeah.
We're probably going to ditch that shop module, and I'm going to try and build one myself.
Okay.
Because, yeah, that's getting ridiculous. All the errors. When they first did the update to the core system, it had a couple errors, but it still kind of worked. But now it's just too many errors. I'm not. I don't want to be dealing with that in the middle of the session. Eugene. After a couple hours, you wake up and you feel a bit groggy, but you no longer feel the agonizing and like the burning pain of a mangled arm anymore. And as you look over, you see that your arm is cut off just a little bit below the elbow, and there is a metallic cap over top of it. And this cap has on the other end 3 holes, receptacles, essentially. Think of like the 3mm headphone jacks. That's about what you got there on the end of this cap. 3 of them there.
Okay.
The doctor comes over, or the medicus, and he says, well, welcome back to the land of the conscious. Everything went well. Here's your arm. He pulls it over, and it's just like this mangled, grotesque thing, and he just starts, talking about this, then this nerve here, that nerve there, and he's pointing at the things. Blood's dripping all over you as he's doing it, because he's doing it right above your chest. What would you like to do?
Where's my power armor?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, your power armor didn't keep the arm from getting, mangled. Whatever you encountered, it just went right through the metal on there and the framing. And it got your arm. You really got to understand the power armor is not going to be the end-all, be-all for keeping you safe and everything. So, look at this. Look how deep that cut went right there. Even if we hadn't had to take your arm off, this muscle would have been completely. And he just keeps on going and going. His continuous rambling is getting you out of your grogginess a little bit quicker than normally would have happened, because he is just very loud and obnoxious.
Yep.
I'm afraid to go.
What's that? He
Am I
stumbles
free to
across
go?
his words. Free to go. Can I keep your arm?
I must have misheard that. Can you repeat?
I'd like to keep it for study. He says as he turns around and grabs a vial of something and just injects it into the arm. And the fingers start twitching in their weird, broken state.
I kind of look at it like, neat. Go for it. I'm going to go find my power armor.
Without even responding to you, he just, as soon as you say go for it, he just turns around and walks off to a lab table and sets it down, just kind of like mesmerized, stares at it as it's twitching after whatever he injected it with. You find your power armor just outside the medical area. The right arm on your power armor is, of course, like all the gears, everything is messed up pretty bad. But the rest of it seems to be in decent shape, going to be easy to repair. But it'll take you a little bit to repair the right arm. And then, of course, any changes you want to make to it to attach it with your prosthesis attachment. You do also recall that in the mechanic bay there, where you're probably going to be heading to start working on your power armor, there are a plethora of robot parts, from Mr. Handy pincers to Soltron claws.
My character is straight up excited. So yeah, Yeah, I'll head in there and work on repairing my power armor first.
Okay.
I'm going to spend some time before that, though, reading a magazine. Where'd you go? There we go. Yeah, fixing things.
All right. What is the benefit on that one, and how long does it last?
Yeah, so it's and it says once when you attempt to repair an item, have the amounts of materials needed to complete the repair.
Okay.
Now, I probably want to save that for the knowing that Slash's chest piece is trashed.
Well,
I
here's
probably
what I'll
actually
do.
want to save that.
For the sake of time, I'm going to allow you to make one roll for all the power armor repairs. Since you are tagged, you're a skilled repair person. What you're essentially going to do, you're going to go through and you're going to look at all 3 power armors, figure out exactly what you need and everything, and make one repair to repair them all in one sitting. So I'll let you do one roll. That way you can utilize this magazine on the bulk of all the repairs. Since yours will need some repairs as well, I believe. You got a couple of yours that need repair, and Slash's. Jack's is all good. So, is that what you want to do first, is read the magazine and do the power armor repairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Then... Somebody hit something in my house. That was loud. Based then on the rules we have, let me pull it back up, and where did it go? House rules. Let me push that out. So you're doing tagged repair. Is going to require junk equal to half the rarity of the armor rounded down. Excuse me. So, you're going to need to get the rarity of Ron's or Slash's torso, head, and of your head, torso. Your torso is also ripped. Your right arm, of course, and then your left leg, and also Slash's left leg. They're not completely destroyed, but they still have damage that needs to be repaired. And then get the rarities of those, round them down, multiply it by the number of, well, not multiply it, just the rarity of them, half it, round it down, and that's how much junk you're going to need to use. And then the difficulty is supposed to be the rarity, so we'll take the rarest one for the difficulty.
I think the only thing I need, is the head and the torso, really. I get like 1 hit point on the other thing. My highest rarity is a 3 for my T51 power armor helm.
Okay.
And then the other stuff is, either Raider armor, or T54, T45 that needs, the chest piece is a T45. And then the rest of it is just, repair.
Okay, so
not replacement. But
your left, you don't want to do anything about your left leg right now, then? Which I understand, because the repair kit does 4 HP.
Right.
Here you'd be spending half the rarity for 1 HP.
It's only 1 HP, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about my head and my torso, because the other thing is just a scratch for the most part. Kind of looks cool.
So, of the torso and the head, which one's the highest rarity?
The head is a 3, the torso is a 2.
Okay, so we're at 3 right now.
It's going to be 5.
It's going to be 5?
My chest piece is a rarity 5.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in Brotherhood, stuff, so.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
So I might want to do 2 rolls. Me.
Well, up to y'all. I figured, being able to use that magazine would be very useful to, like, in a bulk setting. But up to y'all if you want to split it up.
No, I didn't realize. I forgot about the magazine. So,
Yeah.
never mind. I
So-
kind of spaced out anyhow when he was talking about that.
Eugene, obviously you're going to be having to do your head, torso, and right arm. Are you going to worry about the left leg?
Yeah, I'd want to repair everything.
Okay. So you're going to be 5 divided by 2 is 2.5 rounded down. It's 2 times 4. So you 8 junk for your armor. Then 3 is going to be a 1. That's 9. Then another 1. So 10 junk total. And then what does the magazine do?
It halves that.
So 5 junk. Oh, goodness. Maybe we need to rethink the house rule. Well, no, the magazine's a one-off for that.
Yeah, it's a one-off, and I'm planning on probably picking that up as a perk. So I'm probably not going to read another magazine until we level up.
Yeah. Halving it twice. You'd be having it twice every time if you pick it up as a perk on the next level up. It's fine. It's not like junk is rare anyway. So 5 junk. I will go modify. We're using the parcel for the Raven Watch inventory now because the shop just does not work. So I'll take the junk off of the parcel. So 811 down to 806. And make your roll.
All right.
The repairs.
And you're going to be using a multi-tool, so it'll knock that difficulty down to 4.
Okay.
And cautious nature. Oof, man.
Well, obviously you do not succeed at repairing anything here. In fact, I'm not going to punish you too much here. We're just going to up your left leg to 4 from 3 hit points damage. You when you get to everything, you realize you cut some of the junk into the, not quite the right size. Some of it was just like a little too big, so it overlapped, and then the arm or shoulder wouldn't be able to articulate correctly. Some of it was a little bit short. But then when you got to your left leg, it's like, oh, this one looks almost right, but then you over-tighten the screw too much, stripping some of the threading. Yeah. So you can attempt again. However, this time the magazine has been used, so it will take 10 scrapped, which you got 800 scrapped. So that's not a big deal. You can ask for assistance, either from your companions or from some of the Brotherhood mechanics here, if you wish.
If my companions are nearby, I'd ask one of them.
Okay.
All right.
Is this repair? Yeah. Do you have any repair buffs? Check.
Yes.
Okay.
Could someone help me here? Kind of hard to do with one arm.
Yeah.
All right, who's going to be helping him?
I guess I will.
Okay. I have subtracted the junk. Difficulty supposed to be 5. I'm assuming you're still using multi-tool, so it brings down to 4. Ready when you are.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
That's worse than last time.
Cautious nature. I swear, if this is the 20, I'm cursed. All right, and then I'll luck the 16.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to take luck away from the last time I did it. So I'm down to 2.
All right, so that one got a crit. So that puts you at 4 successes, which meets it.
Yeah.
And then
Obsessed because
another one, so you get an action point back. All right. All the power armors have been repaired. You can clear the hit point wounds from all of them except for your left leg, Slash. That's the only one y'all didn't do.
All right. Can you do me a favor, DM? The super sledge, it's kind of weird. So I was wondering. I can grab it from items, right?
Yeah, just delete the one that's on
Okay.
your inventory and then grab a fresh one from items.
Yeah, all right, cool. Because it's doing all sorts of weird.
Yeah,
it was
probably
doing
because it came
heated.
from the shops.
Yeah, it's just not. Get it here in a second.
So while y'all are working on the power armor, the base commander, and I say that as in he's the commander of the Brotherhood here. The base is still technically belongs to the party, but for future reference, the Brotherhood is not taking over the base and taking it away from you. But I'm just going to say base commander for ease of conversation.
Sure.
yeah.
The base commander comes down to inform you that they have successfully retrieved the memos and emails from the Pit Boy and brought it back down to a reasonable storage capacity. He actually hands it off to you, Slash. However, I mean, it's still in poor condition. The processor somehow was used by the laboratory, and we can't do much about that ourselves. But we didn't cause any more degradation during the process of transferring the files.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we bit off a little bit more than we could chew.
While digging through the files, we found some information about that facility. The logs indicate that the creatures there are part of what we would consider a failed biological weapons program involving what we now call FEV, or the Forced Evolutionary Virus. Based on the descriptions you have given and the information from the memos, we believe that the Phantom Stalkers, as we see them now, were engineered for stealth and agility, while the Blood Spitters were intended as a living artillery system. The Phantom Stalkers were originally coyotes, and the Blood Spitters were some kind of lizard native here to Texas. We also believe that the state that you found the facility in was not from the recent activation, but actually occurred several decades ago when the turret system malfunctioned and turned on the facility operators instead of the specimens. The operators were able to stop the turrets, but then at that point, they had no defense against the specimens that continued to break out. And they were recently fully released into the world by a signal from command and control, which we still do not know exactly where that is or what facility it is. Now, according to the logs and the emails, there's a suggestion or a theory that this cave system is just a testing ground, and that the main facility responsible for those experiments lies much further to the west. And there's also speculation by the original personnel in this base, in their emails, that they were not the only facility or remote facility that was testing on these particular animals. So this facility you found is probably one of many, if these scientists were correct in their speculation. And based on the pings that we saw, we believe that the secret vault may be the command and control. We're not sure, but the timing seems a little more than just coincidental. And we would also assume that these scientists were correct and that they were not the only facility testing on these animals, being that we saw several dozen of these pings at the same time.
And the whole time, pretty much from when he started explaining this, Jack's got his, face in his hands like, oh, I can't believe people were dumb enough to do this.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, we knew a lot of stuff was kind of wonky with various groups, but this one's kind of up there.
Indeed.
And
Well, for the time being, I would still encourage you to rest and relax a little bit, recover from your ordeal. I'll be returning to up top side here and reach out to Thompson. He's still commanding the units that are quarantining the secret vault location, and see if they've noticed anything in the meantime. I'll let you know as soon as we have more information.
thank you, sir.
All right. Oh, somebody's rolling. Super. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, the damage is not right on this.
What's wrong with it?
It's a big 0.
What?
Yeah,
All right. Let me pull one up.
should be 9. And my dice on my combat tracker is 0.
That's
On my
interesting.
combat tab.
Yeah.
Yep.
hmm.
And I've changed it, and it's still not doing.
Equipped. Let's put up that super sledge. Let's go down there. Well, that is weird.
Yeah. It says 9 here. It should be 6, but it's 6 plus 3 because of the power armor. But on the combat thing, it just has a big 0.
Yeah.
And I can't modify it. I've tried to, where you can the damage rating is whatever, and you can grab it and right click and add more dice because it's a 0, or I don't know why, but it won't allow me to add dice. So I can't, at least get around it somehow. So.
Yeah. Okay. Let me work on that.
Right. Yeah.
A little bit.
Not a
here.
biggie right now, but just, I don't know why. So
I agree. That is
maybe
weird.
just that particular weapon, and grab something else and bring it over.
Yeah, I'm going to throw another one on here. While we're looking at this, is there a location thing? No. Eugene, you're done with the power armors. You've been thinking about the spare parts that you have laying around from robots. What would you like to do?
like to see about getting just a prosthetic hand first.
Okay.
Just something to where I can, just connecting with a nerve, so I can just use it like a regular hand, and then later on try to get fancy with it. Right now, it's just I want to be able to use two hands again to repair stuff. That's where my mind's at.
Okay. So, as you were repairing the power armors and you were thinking about the options that the doctor gave you and everything, and the other robot repair parts there, you realize that it'd be the quickest thing you can do is to hook up the power armor so that when you're in the power armor, the right arm of the power armor acts as your actual arm. You do not think that you have enough materials or potentially the skill to create a 5-fingered hand to use outside of the power armor. However, the closest thing to that, to have like just a simple articulating, be able to grab and hold things, would be the either the pincer from a Mr. Handy or a claw from a Soltron.
You're talking like the big claw thing? So it's more like a weapon?
It can be used as a weapon, but the difference there is the Mr. Handy pincers is just like 2 pieces. It's kind of like, put your thumb and index finger out, and that's the pincer. The claw is actually, it's either 3 or 4 things that come together and meet in the middle.
Okay. I was thinking more, claw. Okay.
Yeah. And by the way I fixed it, I clicked on the weapons, so it switched you over to the vehicle interface, and then clicked it again, and then it reset the dice to the correct thing. Does that make sense?
We're talking about the.
I was talking about his super sledge.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I forgot my thing was muted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you just went in and out. Okay, I gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I tried other buttons. I didn't think about trying that button. Awesome.
Alright,
as far as the arm goes for me, it just sounds like the Protectron arm would be better for like fine motor skills.
Protectron?
Or sorry, it was the Mr. Handy and the
Mr. Handy and Soltron is the ones that you have
Soltron. Sorry. Yeah, I'd probably go with Soltron because I think that he probably like holds up better with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you sift through the robot parts that are there in the back of the garage. You find a Soltron claw, about half the arm, which about the size that you need, and the claw on the end, and when it's in a good shape. Excuse me. And you begin working on drawing the cables, the wiring, and everything that controls it out into exposed areas so that you can bind them up, twist them correctly, and put them into the right kind of attachment to slide into your prosthetic mount. Now, I should warn you that with the Soltron claw attached, you will not be able to get into your power armor. That claw just will not fit in through the right arm's spacing unless you make a major modification to your power armor, which then would kind of reduce its capability in other areas.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Is there anything that he could use it get into the power armor?
If he got like the standard prosthetic, so just like, replace his hand with another hand, that would be fine. I suppose I'll let you in on what I'm thinking here is that you'll have a couple of prosthetics in your backpack, but when you're in the power armor, you're going to use the power armor as the prosthetic, and you'll have it set up to where like when you're getting in your arm, the way your arms used to go in and just fit into the spots where your hands are supposed to go and everything. Now on the right side, it's just going to plug in to the connectors, and then you're controlling the hands and everything on the power armor that way as a prosthetic instead of with your fingers like your left hand will still do. And then anytime you need to get out of the power armor, you grab one of your other prosthetics that fits the situation and attach it.
Yeah, that's what I was envisioning.
Okay.
Hey,
So, do you want to set up your out of power armor prosthetic first, or modify the power armor to interface with your prosthetic arm?
Modify the power armor first.
Okay. Modify the power armor first. We're going to do a difficulty 3, and it's going to be in 2 stages. The first stage is going to be a science stage to get all the wiring and everything done to make sure it's all going to react correctly. So you're kind of going to detach the arm from the main frame to make sure you get all the wires correctly. You hook up to the correct slot so that, yes, I'm sending a signal to move my right index finger. Oh, it's moving the middle finger. Let's change which one so you know where it's all at. And then the second stage will be the actual repair where you mount it all in so it's in the right position and everything, so you just easily slot in.
Okay.
Okay.
if you need an extra pair of hands, I can help you out.
I was about to ask about that myself.
Slash and Jack are over there watching this and like, he's going to be able to control the power armor with his brain. I want in on this.
So I do have a repair of 5. I don't know what your repair is there, Jack. And it goes off of
3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perception. Yeah, I get a 6 in perception. Oh, repair. Intelligence.
Goes off intelligence. Yeah.
Intelligence. Yeah, my intelligence 6.
Well, the first one is going to be science. He's got to make sure all the cables and everything work correctly. Signals get set correctly.
I got a little science.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I'll back you up.
Not helping me.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks. Sorry, I keep burning all our action points.
That's
Oh,
fine.
no.
That's what they're there for.
You use them. Trust me, I know how to use action points.
Right.
I think I'll keep that.
All right, so that gets you 1 action point. So you spend about an hour or so manipulating the power armor arm, plugging the, not even putting the wires into the attachment. You're just kind of sticking them into the hole that's in the prosthetic attachment just to see if that's going to be the correct hole for it to go into and everything, to get all the nerves connected to the right wires to control the correct fingers and such. And you eventually get all that sorted out, and you now know that the order of which all these wires should go in, and you get them all bound up into their connection. You're now ready to properly mount these wires inside of the arm frame, and then reattach the arm to the main power armor frame. So that's also going to be a difficulty 3. This one will be a repair skill, so any benefits you have regarding repair tests, let me know before you roll.
Yep. Be the multi-tool.
Okay.
And I'll back you.
Okay.
Looky.
Holy cow. All right. That's a bunch of successes.
Seeing the swing back from that law average is almost 20.
Yeah, absolutely. So 8 minus 2, that is 6 action points you guys earned. All right.
Nice.
So you begin soldering the. Well, you weld a kind of just like a flat piece of metal to the inside of the arm, and then you solder the plugs to that piece of metal so that's in a proper position, and then you attach it back to the main torso, and you jump in, and it's a little off. So you get back out, and you change it up a little bit, and you jump back in, and it seems to be in the right position. You still feel like a little bit off. Maybe that's just because it's a new thing. I'm not used to doing this yet. But you decide to, maybe it's a little bit off when I'm getting in, but is it good enough while I'm inside and moving around? So you begin kind of sprinting around a little bit in your power armor, moving the arm a lot, moving the fingers. You go over to the target range area. You fire off a few shots just to make sure that everything's there. And it seems like everything's good to go. You've left the armor part off the right arm for the time being, so you can see through the frame and just watch the connectors, make sure nothing's like slipping or sliding out of the way, and everything seems to be in place. You're fairly confident in the soldering, but that does add an extra weak point to this power armor, but it's kind of like that's the only option you got. So as far as attaching these parts to everything, if you welded them, that would short out the wires themselves. So soldering is really the only option there. But as far as you can tell, everything's working fine.
All right. Appreciate the help. Everything seems to be in order. Go ahead and slap on the arm. The arm armor, now that it's that everything seems to be good, and that'd be good to work on a prosthetic when I'm out of the armor.
Okay.
Okay.
So this one, because it doesn't have the exact or the precision that you need for the power armor, like you're not jumping into you'll just be pushing this on with your left hand. It is only going to be a difficulty of 2. It is going to be 2 stages again, the science side and then the repair side, to set it up to where, like, when you put it on, it will actually clamp onto your arm and not just fall off when you put your arm down.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. So science difficulty 2, ready when you are.
All right. And if anybody wants to help, they can.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Science. Unconscious nature to 17.
Nice.
Okay. And then the assist roll.
Yeah.
Aha! Unless you
Luck.
Can I luck that?
It's up to you. Yeah, you're.
Yeah. So how do you do that? How do you re-roll it?
Yeah, so if you just hit the re-roll to the right of the chat window there, it should come up with a window. Yeah.
Huh.
Then when you re-roll it, whatever.
You pick which one?
So you pick 20 and then hit re-roll, and it should just update.
Right, at least not a complication.
Yeah. All right, so that's 5 successes on a 2, so that's 3 action points. And now you're building up the action points.
Yeah.
All right. Now the repair roll. So you're basically creating the prosthetic attachment that you have on your arm is like fused into your arm. It's got a bolt running through it that goes into your bone, essentially, so it doesn't just pop off. So you're now designing something onto this Soltron arm that will clamp onto the mount so that it doesn't just fall off. Again, it's a difficulty 2 repair. I am ready when you are.
Okay. Using a multi-tool, bring it down to 1.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, leave that as it is.
I was about to say, I didn't hear anybody say that there was going to be assistance, but
Oh,
then the roll
I'm
started
sorry.
rolling.
Yeah.
All good.
I'm sorry. I was
Oh.
looking at stuff because I'm gonna have to leave here in a moment, a little earlier than I thought. So
Well, that's okay. We'll wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be giving you guys some information. We're technically just finishing up the quest from last session because there was a few things that y'all missed. I had to find another way to give it to you.
also, I did want to, do a run to Raven's Nest
Mhm.
and such. So I don't know if you want to cover some of that before we leave, or
It depends on how much time you got. Otherwise, we can handle that via Discord before the next session.
okay. Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
That would make it easier, and such. I did want to take a flamer and some fuel, basically to set up like a trap.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually something you can set up in the. You set up traps.
Okay.
So yeah.
And
All right.
also, I wanted to bring in, some supplies, some junk, and some, common and maybe some uncommon materials. Because I think that was some of our problem last time, is we didn't have some of the materials. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the common, uncommon, rare materials are.
Yeah,
Gonna be
I didn't
for
really want to
building
bring any of the
things.
rare materials yet, but the common and uncommon and some junk, and
Well,
then
they
try
do
to make
have-
what we could.
I can push that out too. They do have. If you scroll down to the bottom of the stockpile,
Oh.
they do have 76 common materials. I've not
Okay.
processed their
Junk.
guard, or not their guard, but their gardens yet. So they've actually produced some food as well.
Okay.
I just haven't processed it yet.
Yeah, because I don't have anything else to seed, so we'd have to wait
Yeah. All right, we'll
for
come back to that.
seed. Okay.
So you guys assist Eugene in his power armor and a Soltron claw prosthetic endeavors. Once you're done with that, it's now well into the evening. You're getting ready to bed down for the night. The base commander comes down again to inform you that they have lost contact with Senior Squire Thompson and his entire unit. And several of the patrols, let's pull back up the full Texas map. And I will, let's erase those drawings. Nope, that didn't work because I drew it from a different level. Okay. That got rid of it. That got rid of it. Let's come back over here, and we're going to draw. Why is moving over there? But I'm also like, why is somebody moving the Raven Watch or the campfire? So he brings you up into the command center, pulls up a map of the Texas area, and shows you that they've lost contact with every Brotherhood unit in this area. And communication is intermittent. Let's see if I can do dashes by hand. Intermittent in this area. Okay, stop drawing. Why?
Right.
Okay. It's like it was attached to my mouse just everywhere. Just trying to draw more. So over 24 Brotherhood members are now out of contact inside the solid circle. And inside the dashed area, they have very limited contact. Actually, that dashed should have been down here a little bit as well. There it goes again. There we go. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All the other patrols have come close to the area that are reporting the same noises and sounds of combat that have the same feeling, same sound profile as fights with phantom stalkers and blood spitters, at least with the limited knowledge they have about blood spitters from your encounter with one. They have ordered their patrols to not enter into the exclusion zone, which they are now calling the solid circle the exclusion zone now. They don't want to lose contact with anyone else at this time, and they're waiting to build up a larger force to move in, hoping to either find those that they've lost contact with in one state or another, and to find out what has actually happened to them. And so their request of you is to once more into the breach. They, based on this information and having lost contact with Thompson and his command, they believe that one way or the other, this secret vault is connected to the Phantom Stalkers and the Blood Spitters. And while you'll be moving into the exclusion zone with the larger force, your mission will be to split off from them and hopefully get past any other defenses or roaming patrols and make your way to the secret vault, while the main force deals with the stalkers and blood spitters and perhaps anything else that is there causing this blackout in communication. Essentially, the main force will be operating as a distraction so that you can get into the vault again.
Sounds great. What are those things called? I got something that go boom. I'm just trying to remember what it was.
Mini nuke?
Mini nuke, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's the biggest boom you have.
Yeah, where are they? I don't see them.
Don't know. I thought you had them on your character.
I thought that maybe they're on a Betsy. Yeah, they're on Betsy. I got too many nukes.
Yeah, because I did not give you any in Raven's Watch when y'all had captured it. So you got that. You got very lucky on some loot table.
Yeah.
Very.
So the base commander goes on to tell you that your objective will be to ascertain the nature of these experiments and whether or not the secret vault is involved. And if it is, acquire any information you can about how to eliminate these creatures. Shut down the experiment so that no more are created. Such as any information you can about them so that we can contain the threat that they pose. If at all possible, preserve the vault itself so that we can get in there and, find any other information. Maybe there's other experiments lying in wait under the Texas ground beneath our feet that's just waiting to be activated, like these abominations were. And if you destroy the vault or the computers, then we won't know until they get activated or somebody stumbles upon them. So if at all possible, preserve that information.
/ let's down hardened.
Yeah.
Boom.
Although the highest priority, if there's no other choice, then we want to retrieve our personnel and shut down at least an organized version of these abominations, which appears to be what is happening, is that they are currently organized in some way by this secret vault.
Okay.
You added 32 missiles where?
To my inventory.
From
Took them
Raven
from... Yeah, and just made sure it actually had some first.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go into the parcel and take them out of there. Missile has 5,000. Oh, do the math for me. 4,968.
68. Yeah, 68.
4,968. Okay. Oh my goodness. I gave you too many. I made the math too hard for myself.
Yeah. Well, we'll go through them as quickly as we need to.
Yeah. All right. So that is
Question. That place is radiated, right?
no.
Oh, okay. Los?
Yeah, Ghoul Town is Ghoul Town, but it's not like super, like...
Expansive. Okay, got it.
Yeah. In fact, there's not really a radiation hotspot in that sector at all. The ghouls migrated there, and they have set up their own little radiation areas, like their algae farms and everything have a little bit higher radiation, but nothing on the scale of like it was a dump site or a bomb site of anything.
Okay.
So yes, your next quest, once more into the breach. We'll properly start on that next week. And so I suppose for the time being, for every time you got left there, Slash, what do you guys want to do with Raven's Nest? This will be story-wise, timeline-wise. You'll stop off at Raven's Nest to like, oh, here's supplies, here's things to do, blueprints to do while we're gone doing this thing.
Gotcha. I don't know exactly what we need to do, but I would definitely want to, make sure that we bring some supplies, like about 25 food paste, and 25 or so uncommon, materials. I don't know exactly how much material is needed to do projects.
Okay.
So this is kind of a rough, I want to give them a little bit, but not like, too much, just in case it, gets overrun or something.
Let me pull up the PDF real quick, and then I'll tell you what your options are. And I'll also run the production for it. Since y'all been gone for a day, you may not need to bring them any food because I got their farm up and running.
Yeah, I guess there's that and such. So,
Guide 1, Settler's Guide.
So it's in this. Is there something I can look at, or
no? This is the one that we're still waiting.
Still in production. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm doing my occasional things, adding it to Fallout or into the Fantasy Grounds where we need it inside for the mechanics, but otherwise, still waiting on whoever's doing the adaptation to do that adaptation.
Got it.
Let's see here, because it's also got some things in there that like I need these, like the synth, a background for a player to play a synth is in here, which would have been
cool.
If I had been able to adapt that, I would have been able to use that for Eugene's arm.
Yeah.
But it would have required too much adaptation.
Eugene, do you have big guns?
No, it's energy
You got
weapons.
energy.
Pretty much just energy weapons.
All right.
Okay, so
Speaking of weapons,
go ahead.
I did want to grab some ammo from the from Ravenwatch inventory.
Okay, which ammo do you need?
Yeah, I grabbed I grabbed some fusion cells. I did the math. The shop inventory should be 163.
Yeah, I need to delete the Ravenwatch shop because we're not using it anymore. It's no longer the master.
Oh, okay. Then I took 37.
37. Okay.
Fusion.
Okay. Anything else?
How many stim packs I got? Wouldn't mind getting maybe 2 stim packs.
Okay.
Not sure what inventory we're looking from.
Here, let me see if I can push that. There you go. Unfortunately, with it being a parcel, I have to push it every time. But if I can make make my own shop mod, then we'll be in good shape
There it is.
again. See, I've already reduced. I took 2 stim packs out, so you've got two stim packs.
Okay. I think that'll do it.
All right. Okay, so yeah, they are producing. You guys are gone for 2 days, so we need to add 2 melons and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 mute fruits.
Oh, that's a daily thing?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I gotta add a melon. Where's the melons? Let's go to items. Did not.
I'm gonna bring a Tato. I got 1 Tato. I'm gonna bring a Tato. Sorry.
Okay.
I like saying the word, so I had to say it a couple times.
Potato.
Well, it's called a Tato.
Boil them,
potato.
mash them, put them in a stew.
Right. I have 1 Tato.
You got 1. Okay, they'll add that to their list of things here.
Yeah, just some biodiversity. Yeah.
Yep.
What's Tato's?
Well, not bio, but yeah, diversity. Just in case, Irish plague or something.
And provides 1 crop per item. So we got that. You were gone for 2 days. Good, did that. Let's see what else we got here. The water. I'm not going to worry about putting water on their stockpile because it's just like they got plenty. Actually, yeah, we'll put it in the stockpile because what if I decide to do something to their water supply? We'll say that they've stockpiled 100 water just to have it stockpiled and ready to go. But on the daily basis, they're using it from the stream.
Sweet.
And then they did their guarding. So let's go figure out the happiness score. So a single member of the community can tend up to 6 crops. Every 2 crops tended grants +1 to someone's food attribute. Every 2 crops. So you got your food attribute. You're producing more than enough food for them to eat. What gets produced. Yeah, I'm putting into the stockpile because we're saying that's the excess. Where's the happiness? Got enough beds, there's enough food, there's enough water. Okay. So for the time being, you don't have any happiness change.
Okay. And I don't know when you want to deal with this, but like I said, I did want to take a flamer and some flamer fuel. I guess like 100 flamer fuel and set up a trap or something.
Okay.
Or or multiples. I guess one on each of the towers or something. I don't know.
I'm looking for because I thought there was a way to set up traps. They had, like you said, we'll have to work on that one. I'll have to come up with how long it'll take to build and everything. You'll have to give them orders. In the meantime, what you have available, so they don't have any power yet. Of course, you got private room, dormitory quarters, lounge, storage, office, and other shacks that you can build. If you want to build any power, you got windmill, small generator, medium generator, large generator, etc. Or you can try to keep working on or play. I think you were talking about doing power pylons to bring power down from Raven Watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
But your problem was the resources. 12 common materials and 4 uncommon materials.
Ooh, per pylon?
Per pylon, yeah. And
sounds like a big job anyhow.
Yeah,
too.
that's a fairly big job. And then let's see. You've got the turrets. You've already got the guard post set up. That requires power. That doesn't require power. But you need common, uncommon, and rare materials for a machine gun turret. 8, 4, and 1.
Oh, and that requires or does not require power?
Does not require power.
Okay. Well, I guess we could, instead of doing the flamer, just bring enough materials to make a couple of those.
Okay. Let me scroll.
Or would it be something that we would have to build or something like that? I'm not really trying to take up a lot of our time. I'm mostly just dropping off and running.
No. You can give them the blueprints. Basically, I mean, all these things have either a perk or skill that's required. Some have both. But as long as somebody in the party has that, and you give like the proper instructions to the settlers,
Gotcha.
then it's all going to work out just fine. So we're going to do another object. This will be machine gun turret. Which direction do you want the first machine gun turret to face? So you've got guard post on the south and the east already.
So they want to build another guard post, I guess, and then we'll put, I don't know, these in between the guard post. So we can build like 2 of them and a guard post. I don't know. I guess that was I guess I didn't know some of what I wanted to do. My apologies.
So okay.
So I guess, like a southwest and a, northeast or something, with the turrets. In between the turrets. I don't know. However you want to work it. In between the towers.
Let's see, is this the settlement I used? Yeah. Let's just pop that up real quick. So they got currently, let's turn these off. Can y'all see the stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So they got a guard post over here and one out here.
Okay. And then one of the sides was what, defendable or non-approachable or?
Well, Raven's watch is off this direction.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the Phantom Stalkers came from this direction. And this is also like the most vulnerable. There's nothing really close by. But anything that would come in from over here, kind of over this area, would be seen by Raven's Watch, potentially. So y'all prioritized the east and south when you built the guard posts.
Okay. Let me ping. Where's the ping? Ping. Who's got the ping? I don't see a ping.
You may need to hit the down arrow next to the name.
Toggle toolbar.
Yeah.
Ping mode. Yes.
Oh, okay. It wasn't showing up for some reason. Maybe put the guns on top of these buildings. Oh, excuse me. This building and this building there.
Okay. So we'll call those corners. So that's going to be a northeast corner.
In the southwest.
Southwest corner. Okay. So to get those, you're going to need a total of 16 common materials, 8 uncommon, and 2 rare. They have the common materials here. That's going to bring them down to 60 materials after the 16 is used.
Okay. And then we'll just bring in the other.
Yeah. Where are they? Well, you don't have any at Ravenwatch.
We do. I was looking at it just a second ago. We've got it.
Did I not bring that over from the shop?
Let's see. Ravenwatch inventory. It's up near the ammo because you did 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't bring those over from the shop into the parcel.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, that's what happened. Dadgummit. See if this will work. Yep, there we go. 2. And 3. Okay. I will take time before the next session to get all that sorted out, and that way we don't have the shop to confuse us anymore. Or two locations to confuse us, I should say. So common 158, uncommon is 78, and rare is 55. So you're going to need 2 rare, that's going to get down to 53, and the uncommon is going to use 8, so it's going to go down to 70. Okay, and these will take 2 days to build. Do you care which one's priority?
No. Probably even, I guess, the north.
Okay. So it's technically going to take, with only one builder, 4 days, 2 days each. And then he'll get back to his other, well, he doesn't have other duties, but everybody else will continue to produce their things.
What does it take to do a watchtower?
There is no watchtower. It is the guard post.
Guard post.
14 common materials and 2 days.
Okay. So it could be a third thing if we don't show up.
Okay. You want it on the north or west?
West.
And that takes 14 common, 50, 46. All right. Okay. All set.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? We're going to start wrapping it up there since Slash has got to go. You guys did a lot of good roleplay today. Got some upgrades for Eugene on his arm. Go ahead and mark that arm as fully repaired. Everybody, you've been home, you went to the doctor. So go and mark all your items as, all your wounded things as good to go. Go ahead and reset your luck for today as well, so they'll be ready for the next session. Any other questions or comments?
I am mildly surprised we haven't had the, hey, what's up with this thing, but that's, I'm sure, coming in eventually.
Which thing?
The
Right.
part where Jack literally used the Radiant Heart to heal himself last session at the end there.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not up for me to...
Right.
Yeah. Well, sounds like Eugene was a little busy, so he may
he may not have
report
noticed.
that later.
What's that glove? Ow, my
I
arm.
appreciate y'all working with me. I'm sorry I had to leave early and such. We're
No problem.
gonna go do Clemson University has some forestation and like some programs that they're trying to inspire young people to go look at. So just giving my son some options. I know he wants to be an engineer, but I'm like, there's other things you can do with this stuff.